here from Winning Creations in Brisbane, Australia. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and today I want to show you a great technique. We just call it the string technique. This card I made recently, which has had a lot of comments on my Facebook page, so I just thought I would do a quick video to show you how to do this great technique. It's quite easy. It's a little bit messy, so make sure you've got some disposable gloves handy. I've used in this card the beautiful new Blackberry Bliss, but I've used the re-inkers to stain the string. The string I'm using is the Baker's twine from Stampin' Up. It's a nice fine cottony twine, so I found that worked a lot better than the coarser string, which this gives a more of a delicate sort of pull through when you pull it through. The other thing that you will need is a thick book, a book that you're not going to want or need, and I've just got an old local telephone book. They're nice and big and heavy, so to put that pressure on. So let's get started. I'll just go through a few things on this card that I've got. As I said, I've got the Blackberry Bliss, I've got the white string. This sentiment is from the Best Birds. What I've done is I've just cut some copper with the copper foil sheets, a scrap bit of that with the handheld punch, some little dots, and I've copper embossed the outside of the punch, which is the Pretty Label punch, I think it's called. So, but you can use whichever one you want. These are just ideas. You put your own spin on it. But I just wanted to show you the string technique, so let's get started. The other thing you will need is a Ziploc bag. So and that's where we're going to put our ink. So I'm going to cut a bit of twine. You might want to just get a piece of card and just, you know, measure so that you're not wasting it. So how much ever you want, just a guesstimate. So that will do me. We're going to put that in there. We're going to take our re-inker and about 5 or 6 drops in here to colour your string. If you don't want it that's 5. We'll see how we go with 5. And make sure you zip it up. And then what I do is I just crinkle that around and make sure that that string is, all that string gets into that re-inker. Just wiggle it around a bit. A little bit of ink goes a long way, really, but I think I'm going to put a little bit more, a couple more drops in there, because I do want it to, the ink to come out on the page quite well. Saved a drop. So, that's a nice colour now, and it's nice and juicy. Oh, I love this colour. Blackberry Bliss, just love it. One of the new ink colours. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, so it's time to get our disposable gloves on. These are just the cheap ones from the supermarket. I'll just put the one on for now. I'll put the card aside. Now this is where it's going to get a little bit messy. So we'll get the phone book out, take it in about the middle of the page. Now you'll probably see I've done a few, there's one, try and get it on a dry page. We're going to put our piece of cardstock in the middle there, take out our piece of string, I'll get fingers dirty. Okay, so what we're going to do now is just place it I do a large circle at the top, I come down and I do another circle, the smaller circle, and this is to get the two flower type patterns. If you want to move it around, I just might get my tweezers and just join that up a bit. So you can position it without getting too much ink on it. If you have too much ink, it is going to get very juicy. And then that's the stem. Now what you could do is put another piece over the top. I don't always do this, but let's do it and we'll do two at once. Close the book, pressure down, and all we do, just so that you can see, is just pull that string through in one pull. And then the surprise is always how it comes out. Let's see. Oh, probably could have had a little bit more juice on it and straighten that up. But that's not too bad. You could always put your sentiment over there. Okay? That's not too bad at all. Okay, so what I did, I edited the film a little bit and I re-inked my string a little bit more just to show you the difference. This is the first one we did, and you'll see it's not as a stronger colour. This is the second one I did. I just added about another 3 or 4 drops of ink to the same bag, to the same string, and got a deeper stem. These little abnormalities here, you're never going to get a perfect image when you're working with string, and it's all about abstract and everything. I just like the 2 circles because it reminds me of the flowers and I'm a flower girl. So, but for this particular design, that's what I was after. So for the purpose of the video, this is the difference you get with your inks, depend on how subtle or how deep you want the colour. So either of these will make a great card. So all I did then was picked one that I wanted, and I stamped my sentiment with the I used the Blackberry Bliss to stamp that with. I will show you how I did the embossing around there, which is another great little technique that I love. Now I'm just going to cut a piece of scrap paper and cut my little puncher, and I will need some Versamark, and I did use copper embossing powder, which I have in a little box here. So all I do is I'll just open up my little box. Stamp your sentiment, of course. I'm not sure which one I will use on this one. Just rock and roll it around. I just do half at a time on your Versamark, and then straight in your embossing powder. Of course I should have used my Bossing and Buddy, but it won't matter so much because it's only on the edge. Get your nice coverage on the edge. I'm going to put my powder out the way so I don't, and then just emboss it. So heat emboss it, which is, I will do off camera. I do a lot of my sentiments with this gold embossing or the heat embossing around, and you can see that, I don't know whether you can see it there, it gives a lovely effect on all the sentiments. So adding to your card, it's just a lovely effect. It gives the punched card a nice effect on any sentiment that you're adding to any card. Okay, then just stamp it all together and there you have that beautiful card. So I hope you've enjoyed that technique. I'd love you to give it a go, and I'd love to see your efforts, and because every one you do is different. There's so many colour combinations you could use, shapes, anything. So it's yeah, it's up to your imagination. I would love to see it. Send me your pictures. Or check out my blog site or my YouTube channel. I'm at Winning Creations, and I would love to see your pictures. Thanks for joining me today. See you again soon. Bye.